I'm gonna cut straight to the point. I'm not here for the small talks. I hope you don't mind. I want to know why you slept with my husband. Wow. Okay. I don't really know how to put this together, but I can't explain it. We had this connection, and I know this isn't something that you want to hear because he's your husband and you've made this commitment to him. He was just the only person who gave me that affection, that attention that I needed. You knew exactly what kind of mental health I was going through. You knew. So you didn't think that it's weird that I've been with him for over 10 years. I've slept with him. We have children together. Like, my mouth has been on his lips. That didn't stop you from wanting to have your peace with him. Like, we love each other. We really do. I thought I could give myself at least 5 minutes to talk, but I don't think I can handle it. I really don't. I know this isn't something that you want to hear because I'm your sister. I don't know. It's just, I'm sorry. You know you're sick in the head, right? I'm sorry. I know this was supposed to be about 5, maybe 10 minutes, but I can't talk to her. My blood is boiling right now. You're disgusting. And the fact that you think that what you've done is okay. There is no justified reason for why you did what you did. I thought you'd actually come down here and give me some understanding into your sick head as to what you did to me. We are done. You will never see my kids. Our relationship is over. I am done with you. Who are you pregnant for, Remy? Because you've not mentioned to your sister. Probably my husband's baby. Are you carrying my husband's child? Are you pregnant for him? I'm done. Please. I'm done. Please, no.
Hello, and welcome to the Unspoken Heart Discussion Hour. We have such a steamy topic for you today. Make sure that you watch out for the phone line numbers, because it's going to scroll right by. Call in with your comments and your opinions. We'll be waiting right here. So, we're going to talk about this cheating with siblings. So it's very touchy subject, but we have a lot to say. And before we get started, we're going to go ahead and bring in our assistant host, Denise.
Hey, how y'all doing? Cooking a little something in here for the kitchen for y'all.
She cooking it up. And also no other than our assistant co-host, Mr. Bay.
What's happening, y'all?
And here to add a little sweetness to y'all wine as y'all cuddle up with your blankets. There's nobody else that can bring that special touch with a smile other than Miss Honey. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all. Please share the live. Hello to everyone over there at Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Now, this is something touchy for us today. Before we actually dive in, when you say you're in a relationship with somebody, what do y'all, because I know everybody have rewritten relationship lines and everything throughout the generations. So we're going to go to Denise first and give us your definition about what you consider cheating.
Cheating. Anything that's involving you. Let me move around. I'm sorry, guys. Anything involving you having a on a personal conversation with someone other than your wife or husband, anything that's involving you, physical touching, maybe looking of the eyes, kissing, or any sexual encounter of any kind.
Now, when you say, personally talking, what are you talking about? Because are you saying that nobody can talk to your man if they're female, or
No,
what are you?
personally talking, like personal conversation.
Okay, you say personal, not personally. Okay, got you.
Yeah,
Now,
personal.
Miss Honey, what do you, in your definition and in your book, consider as cheating? Oh, you muted.
Physical and sexual contact, sexual conversations, cuddling with someone other than your partner. That's cheating.
Great. Now, Mr. Britton, we know you're going to bring it from the old school. It ain't nothing like the old school. And, my thing is, things have changed throughout the generation, and people are rewriting on what they consider a relationship, what they consider dating and courting, but also cheating. Because, some say what we would call cheating, some don't say it's cheating. So,
Right.
in your wisdom, what do you consider as cheating?
Well, first of all, what's happening, y'all? It's an honor to be here with Denise. This is true. So if you're in a committed relationship, when you're in a committed relationship and two people sit down and say, this is what we're going to do, and you define the relationship like it's me and you against the world, that means that, you can't go out and physically have sex with somebody else. It's hard to define what you do with your eyes, but just the simple act of actually having sex and striking up a conversation that's going to lead to sex, that's that's cheating. You know what I mean? But if we ain't in no committed relationship, get down like you live.
Yes. No, as with me, one, I think loyalty is everything, and I feel like when you cross the lines of being loyal to me, as in, when you touch somebody in inappropriate manner, when you have an inappropriate conversations that should be only discussed with me and you as a couple, but when you go outside the bedroom, when you go outside of the intimacy or even spending bonding time, to me, that is considered cheating. Now I know some people would say yay, nay, everybody got their own opinion. What do y'all think about when somebody's watching, like, because I know I've heard this before, and I'm gonna go to Mr. Britton first. When someone is in a relationship and they're addicted to porn, do you consider that as cheating, or how would you define that yourself?
Wow. I wouldn't consider that cheating. I wouldn't consider that cheating. And simply because when we're in a relationship, sometimes, and if we honest, I done been in a relationship where my mind done went there, to somebody else other than the person I was having sex with. And, it was something about that situation that might have been similar to what I was going through then. But, it'll creep into your mind. Sometimes it's uncontrollable. You know what I'm saying? But porn, no. Now, if they got an addiction problem, that's a different thing. But I wouldn't classify it as cheating. I just classify it as they got a disorder.
Now, Miss Honey, in your definition, when the attention that you should be showing to your mate, they're showing it online to another man or anybody that's not in, your partner. What do you think about that, and do you consider that in your book as cheating?
So it depends on what type of attention. If it's just, horseplay playing around, then no, I don't consider that cheating. Now if it goes on a more deeper mental and verbal, you know, level, then yeah, I would consider that cheating.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know with online conversation, you spending more time with that woman. I feel like okay, that's what you want, and that's what turns you on. Then go be with that, and that's just the way I feel about it. Now when you say okay, but we're not touching each other, we just like the men talked about yesterday. Showing your body online and social media. Great show, man. I really loved it. They really brought that fire.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of positive reviews that DM me about it. Thank y'all so much. When after the show, it feels very good when people DM and they're giving their responses about the show, especially when it comes down to the men. But we also got it about the women's show, so we're gonna have something on that later. But when you're online on a computer and you sitting there, and I mean, y'all are and showing each other's body, even though you're not touching, but you're showing each other's body and the moaning and groaning. What do you feel about that?
What I feel about that? Okay. I'm sorry, I have to get myself together. Well, you're talking about videos? What do you mean?
Just like they're doing virtual videos, yes.
Like, oh yeah, that is. It
That's-
is because you're giving your time to somebody else that you should be giving to your partner.
Miss Honey.
Most definitely, that's a no. That's considered cheating to me. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. B, give us your opinion and why.
Yeah, so I'm saying this. Why ask me what's wrong with me? It might be something that you're not doing right. Let's look at that. We tend to look at the person that's committing that particular offense or action. And I'm not going to say it's an offense; it's an action. And if so, we're not asking ourselves, what am I not doing right? Because if my woman got to please herself, then what is it that I'm not doing? You know what I'm saying? And far too often we scared to ask that question. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody want to be told how to please somebody, if they got there scared. Me, myself, show me what I need to do. What?
Get this phone.
What?
Go ahead, Mr. B.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
please mute your mic if you got to say something in the background.
Yeah. I'm just hit the mute button. I apologize.
Mm-hmm. So so there's why I'm at with it. If it's something that I'm not doing right, that I need to ask myself what's going on with me. You know what I'm saying? Rather than to charge my mate for a violation, it might just be that I need to ask that. I think that'll remedy a lot of that. We don't do that.
Now, I'm gonna have to kind of disagree to agree, and the reason why I say that is because I agree with part of what you're saying, but I disagree as well because I'm like, okay, if that's where communication come in. If I'm not doing something right, let's talk about it, or let's communicate about it to where I could change something up, because I'm not just trying to receive pleasure from you, but I want to also please you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And my thing is that, people do tend to blame themselves when somebody looks somewhere else, and then they're looking at that woman or man and they be like, well, I'm not built like that. I don't, have all that. So do you think it's fair to say, Miss Honey, that, it's the person that's being cheated on fault, or is it actually the responsibility to be taken fault within the one that's doing the cheating?
Well, I can't say either or because it depends on the people or the persons. So it depends on their motive, why they came into the relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really say yay or nay because it depends on the individual.
Same question to Niece. You're muted.
Sorry about that. I have to disagree to agree. Um, a cheater is a cheater. If you're cheating, you're cheating. And if the other person's holding their vows or you're both cheating, then it's both your fault.
Mhm.
But if the one person is cheating, it's your fault. Those are your actions. That's not the other person's fault that you're cheating.
Mhm.
It's never the other person's fault that you're cheating. Even if the other person did cheat, let's say the other person did cheat, it's still not the other person's fault that you cheated because that's your action, not that person. You don't have to do tit for tat, and you don't have to cheat and lower your standards.
That's
Yeah.
I agree with that, but also one person's sex drive could be higher than the other as
Then
well.
you need to get up out of that relationship and not cheat
That-
on that person.
I agree with you.
I don't know about that because I mean
No,
I haven't been with a lot of men. I'm gonna be
Mhm.
honestly speak because I know people could take that the wrong way,
Uh-huh.
but I do explain the men that I have been encountered where that I do have a high sex drive.
Mhm.
But my thing is, let's compromise.
Yeah.
And that way we could compromise. Like, okay, if you can't take it every day, then okay, let's just tell me like how many times do you think it's suitable for you? So what that way we can
That.
work together, you know. And I'm sorry, you know, because I know y'all gonna just like disagree with me, but I'm not gonna use no roles. I'm not gonna do all that, okay? But I will wait on my man to be ready when when it's time for us to schedule.
Yes, I will wait months if I had to. I'm not gonna cheat.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, I know
Stop,
he was
y'all.
gonna say that. I seen him itching.
Stop, y'all. Hold on. Wait a minute. Spicy, did I just hear you say you're not gonna do no rolls? Huh?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm one of those women. I if it ain't the real thing like Coca-Cola, I don't want it. I'll suffer.
Well, dig this. I don't know about y'all. I don't know. Let me take my glasses off so y'all can see. Dig this. You know, as old as I am, I'm not beyond role playing. If you need me to creep through the window, you know what I'm saying? I'm
You
creeping.
didn't understand
If,
me.
if you need me to cuff you up, let's
Mr.
do it.
Prince.
You know what?
Mr. Prince.
What?
Now, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with role playing. It's nothing wrong with role playing.
What?
But I don't want no rolls. I don't want no vibrating dildos. I'm not
Oh.
gonna use none of that.
I thought you said role playing.
Oh no,
No,
Okay.
baby, I'm a Scorpio. We do everything.
So dig this. I don't know about the vibrator because I'm not using none either. but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? You know, it's even a place. It's a place for that. You know what I'm saying? For real. I don't know, and I hate to sound. My kids be like, "Daddy, you something. Daddy, you nasty." But I be serious. Whatever. Look, however I got to get you. However I got to accomplish my mission. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for it. If it means a rub here, tell me where to go here. Do I need to work with this vibrator at the same time? I'm gonna make it fun. I want to make it fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
because
don't
I'm
want
like,
to know how.
you gotta change things up. Because I mean, if you make it boring, then somebody else come along and they showing excitement and expansion. You know, there's a situation to where that person might linger off. You know what I'm saying? I'm not consenting to because cheating, but if you have came to it, because my thing is like, even with my ex-husband, and I don't care if he's watching, but I tried to introduce, and everything was like, I don't do that. I'm not into that. So it's like, you're boring.
So there's no compromise.
There's no compromise. It's just
So what
all
you
about.
had,
It
the
was
whip
all
and
about
all of
pleasing him.
that?
It's all about. That's why I got 3 boys. But it's all about. It's all about pleasing one another, not just yourself. That's what I say. Some people could be selfish, and when you're selfish, then there's a chance that a person just gonna do the side eye. You know what I'm saying? Especially if somebody's more adventurous.
Unfortunately, it still doesn't make it right at all.
No, we're not saying to make it right, but we're saying that we got to be realistic. This is why some people do it. You know, you got to be able to compromise. You know, and it's not just about yourself.
No.
You know, because it's just like, hate to put my business out there, but I'm gonna say it. Just like my ex-husband, he asked me one time, he told me, he says, well, just tell me, he wanted to take me out to eat one time. We was no longer together, but he wanted me back. I didn't. But he was like, who was better? I said, boy, bruh, don't ask me that. Please don't ask me that. And he's like, no, I really need to know. And I'm like, well, the bruh could hit. And he was like, what? He said, oh, so I want to do nothing. I said, look, anytime a woman got to lay there and they thinking about ribs at Calabar Meat Market, you ain't doing nothing. So
they got to think about what now? You said that too fast.
Ribs, Calabar Meat Market.
Ribs at Calabar Meat Market. You know you ain't doing your thing. And see, this is what I'm saying. When somebody do, address it, but you shoot it down, then you're not understanding what you're doing. Because everybody's pleased in a different way. And if you can't please that person to keep things exciting, then there's a chance you might have lose. That doesn't mean that they don't love you, but they're getting that attention that's fulfilling that need, just like the fantasy. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to be careful what you decline, especially if you got a headache, take a Tylenol, put an ice pack on that. Stop giving excuses, because my thing is, a man can only wait so long. And I'm gonna say this because some women, they ain't gonna admit to it. Women got needs too. And when they get that build up, it's like faith get to break it out. There's men out there watching, they're seeing, oh, he's not doing you that good at home. So you got to be careful. Not saying it's okay, because it's not okay. Because me personally, I feel like this. If you feel like you got to cheat on me, leave first.
Yeah, don't be with me.
If you feel like that you're not attracted to me no more, you're not happy with me, let's sit down and conversate about it and just exit. Instead of hurting me in that manner and being deceitful and betraying me.
No, Spicy, I got to say this in defense of whoever this applies to, men or women. That situation has arisen where a person realized, I'm not in love with that person no more. I'm not attracted to them anymore. We've been together for such a while. And how do I tell that person that I don't want to be bothered? And that becomes a problem. That's something difficult to do. It ain't that easy.
Right.
I think it's when we come back.
And on that note, we're going to say we see you back in 2 and 2, as our hosts always say. But pay attention to the video, because we got more to say. And the phone lines will be up right after this.
This is my fucking brother.
But we was just chilling.
What up, Larry? This how you gonna do me, Larry?
We was just chilling.
This how you gonna do me?
It's not even like that.
You mean it's like, what is it like? You massaging her? What you gonna massage my wife, bro? You mean it's not like that? Bro, get the off me, bro. Back up.
We was just outside enjoying the day. I wanted to get
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Come on. Come on. Get out my house. Let's go. The out, man. The out.
You over.
Move. Go. Get your shit. Get out. Let's go.
You have to put your hands on me.
Bro, I'm gonna
Now what you gonna do if I push you in the pool?
Go.
It's not even that serious.
Go.
Can I get my
Bruh.
shorts? Can I
Hey,
get my shorts?
I'm canceling your
Can I
flight,
get my
bro.
shorts?
Brother's my ass, bro. Hey, I'm canceling your flight, bro. You gonna play with you?
Doing too much.
You gonna play with you? Come on. Don't play. Don't fight me,
Now, make sure y'all pay attention, because the first is coming up, and we'll have the 2024 Powerful Poet of the Year Poetry Contest. So if you know poetry, we will give you the details soon to enter your video, and we will announce the winner live. So as you know, April is Poetry Month. So we starting to accept videos by February 1st. So make sure y'all get those in so that we have time for the judges to judge. And trust me, I am not one of the judges. I'm not going to do that. So they have been appointed judges for this here. So make sure y'all tune in. Now, before we discuss that video there, I'm gonna go over to Mr. Britton first, and then Honey and Denise. What is y'all input on sex texting when you're in a relationship?
Sexting, or whatever it is.
Yeah, that.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, Mr. B something else. I'm down with the texting. It take too long though sometimes, but 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 I'm cool. I'm cool with the text. You know what I'm saying? It's just another form of putting spice in it. No pun intended. Spice in it for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Texting is cool. The phone sex. I'm cool with it. A little I'm cool with big. I'm terrible. You know what I mean? So I'm down with all of it. You fooling with me, you gonna get that one kind of call. You know what I'm saying? We gonna spice it up. And
So tell me, have you ever had that type of texting before?
Heck yeah. It just take too long. I'm telling you, sometimes you ain't got enough hands.
You need to be an octopus at that time.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, y'all leave me out of it.
Now, Miss Honey, have you ever had sex texting, and what is your input about sex texting?
Well, to each his own. It wouldn't help me because, I need to hear voice. I need to listen. Some got to help me visualize, and that darn texting ain't gonna help me visualize. So I don't think I could do that one.
I'm seeing you this text here in a minute, honey.
And Denise, you muted there.
Yes, I know. But no, I mean, I've done it. It did nothing for me. I don't care for it. It's not something that I'm willing to do. No. You can have that.
I don't know. I feel like sometimes this is confession time because, yeah, I've done it. But
you get it spicy?
I've done it with a guy, and I mean, it was like a fantasy, but it was a big turn on for him because he was like, "Well, dang, girl," like, because you gotta look at it, I'm also an author, so we know how to put things in descriptions. So
that's what I'm talking
I've done
about.
this before.
That's what I'm talking
I've
about.
done rapping. I rapped somebody a whole nasty.
Raps, okay.
No, you ain't gonna be rap. Big, I can't do the rap with
She did drip, 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 drip.
I did.
Wow.
A whole lot. I did
Hey,
a
the
lot.
rap.
I can't even.
Now, DJ China says being on the phone with all that is just not it. Cause I can't see the person in real life. No, I'm good.
If you have a nasty rap, we'll do it for you.
But see, I guess that's just with the people that can visualize and it's overthinkers, they can actually do that. Cause like I said, being a writer, you have to visualize, you have to put yourself in that mode. And so it's like, actually just like Mr. B be acting. He's writing a script, you know what I'm saying?
I can do my thing.
Yes. So, I'm gonna go to Mr. B and ask you the video we just seen. As you seen, he happened to come home. They wasn't expecting him to, and he catches his wife in between the legs of his actual biological brother beside the pool. What is your intake on that video?
Well, keeping it honest, initially when I first come in, if I see it, I'm sick. But my response is gonna be like, shit, you can go ahead on and let me help you get these bags and let me get all her shit. All her stuff, and we get it where it's got to go, bruh. I holler at you. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even got the food. I get back with you because I can't trust you. And it's cool. Y'all just go head on. You know what I'm saying? That's more money for me. I ain't got to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? I holler. One thing I suggest is that you hurry up and get your phone out and take pictures. So if you're married, you can get that, you can keep your money. You know what I'm saying? On the divorce side. You know, take some photos and get her gone. Simple as that. I'm not gonna bug. I'm not going to jail.
Okay, Miss Honey.
I had to go before I go to jail.
Mm-hmm. Hey, y'all go on.
Miss Denise.
Before or after my commissary? I'm just saying. I'm like, if I was to walk in some situations like that, I don't know what Teresa might do. I see, hey, I'm just starting my journey with the Lord. I don't know what I would do. Oh man, but you would have to get the heck out of my house.
Yeah, you gotta go.
I agree with that as well. Now, being that every relationship I've been in, I've been cheated on. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna sit up here and cap on that. After you've gone through and your heart's been broken and you've been deceived so many times, I can understand. I don't know how I would handle it right now. I know the last one when I found out he was with somebody because he actually scheduled to disappear while I was at work 8 months before the wedding. So when I did face him, all I could do was just look at him. And, a year later, he tried to come back, but it was like, well, you didn't even fight for me. What's there to fight for? You was already gone.
Yeah, it was over.
Yeah. So it's like, that's what people say. Well, you still single? Yeah, I choose to be single because I'm focusing on me right now. Maybe later on, but, right now it's just not it. But, being cheated on and heartbroken is very hard, to deal with. And that's why I say, some people don't understand the mind and they not take consideration. They think they know a person. You could be a person for 20 years and you still don't know what they're capable of doing.
Right.
So you can't sit around here and say, well, I know him. I know that. No, you don't. Because my thing is, when you know somebody is so much love, we have seen situations, and I know everybody have seen this on the news or social media, where you've been caught cheating and people that ended up unalived. That is a dangerous game. But I don't understand. I really don't understand. Where is your mind at? If you're going to cheat, why do you bring them home?
Oh, no.
I could never understand that. Why would you do that?
Exactly.
Bring them home.
That's like a slap in the face, kick in the groin.
This was this young man's home. This was him and his wife home.
Right.
And his brother comes over there. They thinking he's gone. So evidently he must have had some type of feeling of something not right when it came out to his wife, to where when he decided to creep home or he got off early and he rolled up and there is his own brother. You tell me, Denise, because you got, what is it, 3 sisters, 2 sisters, and
I got 3 sisters.
Yeah, 3 sisters. Sorry, I got to remember because all y'all Thompsons. But to say that you're madly in love with your man and this is your husband, and to walk up and to see him and your sister embracing each other, how would you take that?
You talking about the me now or the younger me?
Either.
Those are 2 different people. The younger me probably would have been in jail. I'm gonna be honest with you. Younger me would have probably wouldn't found a gun, a knife, anything. I was not stable. Younger me did not give a crap.
Okay, now the older you.
The older me, I am kicking folks out. I'm not talking to people for a very long time.
And see, I'm with her on that because now, before I really go deep into something or deal with something, if I see a sign, I block and remove myself in silence. You don't even know until later, like, did she block me? Because there's no reason to argue. There's no reason to discuss because you are grown enough and in the right mind to know what you're doing.
Yep.
And you thinking that I don't know, you're not gonna play me for a fool.
Mhm.
So just like you didn't tell me you was gonna cheat, I did not tell you that I was gonna exit. So how about that?
Absolutely. You did no more.
So, you know, I know, honey, I don't know about Mr. B, but honey, just say it because we already know your sister wouldn't do nothing like that. But say, for instance, you came in and it was your sister. How would you react?
I think I'll be in jail, you guys. Like, for real. I'll be.
Now, Mr. Jones, he says, if you have a good partner, you have a good partner. Cheating is for the immature. Yeah, I feel like it's an immature thing, but it's also a selfish thing too.
It's very selfish.
Because, like I said, this doesn't mean that they don't love you. Because I know you can't love me if you did this. I mean, I agree to disagree.
I agree to disagree to a point that you didn't love me enough.
Yeah, but I'm the type of person, if I'm in love with that man, all I see is that man.
Yeah.
I don't see nothing else. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and cap. Now, if I see something nice looking, like I think it was Honey or Denise, I'm going to look.
Well, I'm not going.
I'm human. Just like a man, like some of these women, they get too insecure. My thing is that there's one thing in lusting and there's one thing just as looking.
It's a nice looking person.
Only because he's okay, this girl got a big booty and she's bending over and he looking, I'm looking to like,
dang.
You know? So we need to stop playing that role like we don't look.
You can look without lusting.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with looking. Just like I'm gonna say, like with the porn. Okay, you gonna complain about his porn as long as he, like, you know, Mr. Brent said, as long as he's not addicted. But at the same time, you can look at porn. Hey, let's look at it together.
I'm gonna tell you like this: looking at porn is still a form of cheating. I'm sorry, I hate to tell you. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you real quick because I didn't get to answer that question when y'all answered it.
Okay, go ahead. I apologize.
I'm gonna tell you why that it's a form of cheating, because you're taking that one emotion that you are putting into a fantasy that you should be taking care of your partner, not a picture.
I disagree.
I don't.
I disagree because I mean,
you're telling me a video with some unrealistic people is more important than you taking that time out into me.
So what's the difference between a video and the sex toy?
Because I wouldn't use sex toy either.
Emotion and give it to something that's not your partner.
No, well, you need to try it with your partner. You need to work on it with your partner.
But see, what I'm saying is, like, if I'm sitting there and that's just me, and I have done it, I sit there with my partner. That don't mean that we want that person that's on the team. Because we be realistic. We know as adults we're not going to be with that person. That's not the person. But we do add a little something to make things interesting in the bedroom. That's what I say.
Ain't nobody jumping off no ceilings.
Bro, you just ain't been turned out right. That's what it is. I'm gonna say it. You ain't had the big turnout.
Hey, can I say something?
Yes, sir.
You know, I mean, seriously.
No.
And I'm trying to pick how I say this because I don't, I know I'm the only male on it.
No, say what you say, man. Say what you say.
Ain't nobody thinking about Denise. Go ahead and say what you gotta say.
Hey, Denise, let me do what I'm doing. So I just got to keep it 100, and I'm gonna keep my language proper. But I'm a bona fide freak, right?
Oh, right.
And if I'm sitting somewhere, certified. If I'm sitting somewhere,
I'm certified, legalized.
Excuse me, I've been gone from my woman for a while, and I got a magazine. I got these phones are notorious, and I hit the porn thing on the phone, and if I come to life, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna have to help myself get some some release. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna feel like I cheated on my woman because I had an orgasm. Shoot, how many times have we? You know, I don't know. I know my woman has been the cause of my arousal when she wasn't around me, and I know that that I done got aroused before without even thinking about it. So I mean, am I wrong? You know, I had orgasm.
Yeah, no, ain't nobody wrong. You're human. But see,
Right.
like I said, when you take it to the sense of social media, virtual videos, sexting, and then that's when the cheating comes in play. Now, when it comes to porno, if he's excluding me, then that's a different thing. But if we're doing it together, that's not considered cheating because we're doing it together. We both in agreement, and it doesn't mean that we want no threesome either because that ain't happening in this house.
Well,
But
I
what I'm
cheated then because I ain't want no company.
but to come in and see his brother, I mean, you tell me, what to you, do you think it's worse when it's a brother, or is it worse if it's somebody else, or is it about the same? And I'm gonna go to Denise first this time, and then we go to Honey and Mr. B.
A sibling? It's way worse.
Yes.
Most definitely. Way worse. Because that's the one person in your life you should be able to trust more than anybody on this world.
With your niece, that's the person that you're supposed to trust. Yeah. But yeah, that would be harder than someone I don't know because you know me. You've been raised with me.
Yes.
You know how I will handle it. You know how I will react to it, all of it. And you still go there? Okay, so I'm going to go there too.
There you go. I'm going there with you. Honey, I'm there with you.
I actually had something similar happen to me. It wasn't a sibling, but it was my cousin. And
Same thing.
My cousin being younger than me, followed me a lot, hung out with me a lot, and some things happened to disrupt my life, and I had to go on vacation. And while I was gone, they did what they did, and they produced a child out of that situation. But what was traumatizing wasn't so much that it was him; it was the fact that he withheld it for so long. You know, he never came to me and said, "Hey, bro, this is what I did with so and so." You know what I mean? I had to find out from his mama, who was checking my temperature, like, "Hey, when you show up, this is what's happening." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" You know what I'm saying? And that bothered me because it separated us. We were really close. In fact, he looked similar to me. And, and we separated as a result. So, it took us a while to get back. But they're the music.
2 and 2.
Yep, 2 and 2, baby. We'll be right back.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and you know what time it is, Jasmine.
What time is it, Angela?
It is time to tell us a secret. That's right. 800-292-5150 is the number. You guys get to stay anonymous, and we are not going to judge you on whatever you have going on in your life. 800-292-5150. Hello, anonymous caller. Tell us a secret.
I've been married for over 10 years.
Okay, congrats.
And I have been sleeping with my husband's cousin.
Oh.
For a little, well, we've known each other for a long time before I met my husband. And I didn't know that was his cousin. And I got a kid by him.
Wow. So whose kid does your husband think it is?
His. He thinks it's his baby.
Oh, my God.
He don't know it's his cousin.
Wait a minute. So you have a child by your husband's cousin,
but your husband is
doesn't
raising
know
it as though it's his own.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So what does the cousin think about all this? Is he wanting to reveal anything? Do y'all feel like coming clean, or is this to the grave?
No, to the grave.
So
he's doing what he gotta do for the baby.
Does the baby?
He's doing what he got to do, you said?
The baby, she looks like me.
Okay.
Ooh, honey, twin, honey. That's a twin. Look just like me.
Okay.
What you
Don't
asking,
look
Jasmine?
nothing like
I was
him.
gonna ask. if the baby looked like the dad or the
No,
cousin.
no. No.
How close is he with his cousin?
Close enough.
My God.
Close enough.
Do you intend to stay married though?
Oh.
Yes.
Are you still
I
sleeping?
guess.
Are you still sleeping with the cousin?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's how it look. All right. Well, this is not going to get any better, but if Maynard was here, Maynard would have lost his mind.
Maynard would have had a fit.
You're lucky he's not here.
Okay, thank you, Jesus, on that.
Thank God Maynard wasn't here.
Well, thank you for sharing. I don't know what else to say.
Okay. Thank you.
It's no judgment, so
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, thank you.
Make sure y'all tune in next week. The Grown Men Talking Incorporated will be coming back. We don't have a topic right now, but they are thinking about a replacement topic. And also, do not forget about the poetry contest. Entries are being accepted February 1st. The judges will be waiting on your videos, and we will give details soon, so keep your eyes on the post. The trophy is actually probably going to be here the 12th of February. So we are very excited about that. Now that kind of put me in emotion, because I'm gonna just say that it got no emotions whatsoever, and that's the way I feel about that. You know, before I get my opinion, got me itching, honey. After seeing that, because for one, we got a different line of deception now, because now we're talking about the cousin, and we're talking about the way she talks. She really don't care. She really don't. What is your opinion on this video?
I think it's some inconsiderate, selfish people in this world that does anything just because they want to. You know what I'm saying? That's not that. I really think that is wrong what she's doing to them two men and the child, first of all, because the child should always know who their real parents are. But to do that to her husband, I really think that's wrong, y'all.
Mr. B. You're muted.
Man, I'm gonna do it for a man. No, cold sleazy to the 10th part. She's extremely sleazy. You know what I'm saying? You gonna continue to do my cut. Both of them sleazy. Both of them belong in the Hall of Trash, not the Hall of Fame, the Hall of Trash. They sleazy. You know, purposely to continue it. You know what I'm saying? Like with my cousin, they had a child out of it. You know what I mean? So, you know, at some point it was no longer my business. I didn't hurt that. I got over that. But for them to continue to do it, and he's in a relationship, he's married to her still, man, she's dogmatic. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even want her raising my daughter, because that's the values you're going to give her. You know what I'm saying? Man, get out of here.
And also, since the second break, the phone line has been scrolling by. So be more than welcome to call in with your comments and opinions. We are online now, and you could go ahead and call in 512-668-2814. Over to Denise.
I'm so glad you saved me for last.
I know you got a mouthful.
A whole nose with a whole nose. That's what they tell you. You can't make a hole into a house. Whatever happens next, what you do in the dark always
comes to light.
Because she's going to get a lot coming back to you tenfold. And when it does, when that grease hit that hot water, hit that grease, it's going to be terrifying. So you're going to do it. You're going to do it. It's going to get out.
Yeah, and see, that's the one thing that I can say is that, she's, and I agree with DJ Mac, she is trifling. She is really trifling because it's, for her not to, you can tell it in her voice. She doesn't care. She doesn't have an emotion for either one of them. It's all about her and her needs. She don't even care about the child when it comes down to it, and I can say a lot on that because I can relate in that area where the child, when he doesn't know that, but eventually it's going to get a feeling and, that child's going to realize, okay, something ain't right here, and my thing is like, it's just not on her, but to be a cousin. Now, I know she said at first they didn't know they was cousin, but once you knew,
now you both know.
And then you continue to do it.
That's called narcissistic behavior.
And continuing on with the deception, looking at this man and waking up with this man every day, having him thinking that this is his child.
That's how you get murdered. That part. I'm saying.
And my thing is that I don't know. I don't remember her mentioning if the cousin is married to or have somebody in their life, but the cousin knows this is the child because he's getting away with having the right, because there's a difference between an uncle bond and a father bond. So you're playing an uncle, but no cousin. That's a big difference. So you're playing the cousin role as you're this child's cousin when this child is actually your blood child. So it's just like she's being deceptive, he's also been deceptive, and they saying they taking it to their grave. Well, she said she's taking it to her grave. I don't know.
She might be taking it to her grave once that her husband find out.
They try to keep it up, but like I said, like Denise was saying, in so many words, the light is going to shine through one day.
It's going to happen.
You're going to slack somewhat.
What if that child gets sick and it needs blood from the blood father?
Now I know, she didn't say what number cousin this was, but she did indicate and stress that it's a real close cousin. So if it's a real close cousin, I'm to assume that it's probably like a first or second cousin. But my thing is, you got a child out of this that your husband that you made vows to is raising and believing that it's his.
It's going to come out nothing always in the dark. It's going to be that girlfriend or someone close to that person, that woman is going to tell it.
Somebody is. They are. They really are.
I sure hate the reaction that's going to come after all that.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be nice. It ain't going to be nothing nice.
Because, the mind is something that you don't mess with. And that's what I like about, just so everybody would know, the psychotherapist that called in yesterday, we have been inboxes, me, her, and Tabethia. And we have slotted her in May. May is Mental Health Month. So she will be on our show, the psychotherapist that called in yesterday.
So at this point, with situations like that would be the awesome thing for her to come into some stuff like this, because people don't realize what kind of emotional damages that you cause people when you cheat.
Yeah. And then on top of it, you don't care about this child. Because it's just like, I'm 53 years old, and it's like, in my heart, I feel like I know you're not mine, but then this other one, I feel it's mine, but you still denying it. But see, I don't know if this child family going to be like mine, because it wasn't just one side of the family, it's both sides of the family that said, that's not your daddy. So my thing is that eventually this child's going to pick up something if he don't. You can't ever think you could hide something like this.
No, that's big.
It's really big. And I feel like it's trifling, it's musty, as they saying in the comment. You know, my thing is also it's selfishness, it's deceit, it's betrayal.
But wait till that baby get old enough. Let's see if she's able to hold on to the secret until the child's a teenager.
Yeah,
Like
because I
15,
know
16 years old. And just say if it whispered out somewhere around there. Can you imagine what damage that's going to cause this child?
she's gonna be so angry, like you really was never gonna tell me nothing. You really was gonna take this grade. This is not my cousin. This is my daddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know how she's sick in the mind. What make you think that's okay?
And the child's going to take it out more on the mother than she's going to take it out on that father.
It's the mother's responsibility to let the child know what it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's just the bottom line. But in this here, I'm gonna go to Mr. B and then Denise and Honey. In this here, thinking on a cousin, because you know, he seems like he's enjoying his life with her as well and has no problem or conscience to deceiving his own cousin because they continuing it. So, what is your thought on the cousin's position himself in doing this as well?
My thought automatically goes to the fact that it's beyond my woman. It's beyond that. It goes down to something deeper than that, that he has some deep-rooted resentments. You know what I'm saying? For somebody in your family that's connected to you like that, you know, a brother, a cousin, they have to have some hidden resentments about you to want to hurt you to that degree. That's the ultimate stab. Like, yeah, MF, boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm going to do you like this now. Now, how that feel? You know what I'm saying? So it's really, she's irrelevant. She just happens to be the tool that he's using to be destructive with, to cause you that type of devastation. You know, it was long past her. You know? Yeah.
Great points. Great points.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that 100%. You didn't love me, but you hate me for some reason or another. You want to get back at me. You want to hurt me. You want to hurt me because once, even if he didn't know that woman wasn't with him, but once you found out, you should have came clean.
That's true.
Hey, you should have been like, I'm telling you now, it would be a hard conversation. And I've had one similar, but you just have to be man enough to say, hey, cuz, look, we got to talk. And you got to let him know, like, look, man, I love you, but I got to tell you, man, me and her been doing this one thing, man, and I feel terrible about it because this is before you, whatever the circumstance, but we did it. And I know I'm wrong, but this is what's happening. And I don't want you in the dark.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
But see, my thing is, when they first met, she didn't know they was cousins. But my thing is, afterwards, they're married. How do you not know that's your cousin?
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing is, once the whole point is that you cheated, Hefner.
But once they found out,
she cheated. Period. It doesn't even matter if she knew or not. She cheated.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did that.
The reason the cousin ain't coming clean, maybe he jealous or envious of his own cousin, and like they say, pay back. I don't know.
That makes 100% sense.
Yeah.
Or maybe she was really had some resentments about something he did, and say, okay, I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? How about this?
Maybe the husband
and can't wait. She probably can't wait till the day when she say, oh, and guess what? Little Shaniqua, that's Raymond's. You know what I'm saying? She probably can't wait to drop that bomb.
Exactly. You know, just like people say, okay, that's just a movie. But if you remember, and I think it's one of Tyler Perry movies, I forgot the name of it, but she was sleeping with the guy that,
Bow Wow.
Yeah, that hired her husband as a construction, and when she got really angry because she was hiding money on top of it.
Oh yeah.
So when she got angry, it was like she blurted out, "He's not yours." And then that dude snapped. Because like I said, you cannot deprive the way these men feel about their children. And then they providing, they nourishing, they bonding, they're doing everything for this child and also guiding them in life to lead them in the right direction, giving them the skills and the tools and everything that another man should be doing. But yet still this man is still smiling in my face.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Both of y'all smiling in his face, knowing
no good.
You humiliated that person. You humiliated him. You brought him down to this.
Yes. And thank you, China. China says, wasn't the big happy family. That could have been it. That could have been it. She could be right. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that stuff, it might be just acting, but that stuff is real life. You're messing with somebody's mental and their emotional and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he says skank spank, that go for the man too.
Yep.
They ain't just a woman. He's the same thing. Just like these men around here come to oh, I'm a player, but she's an H. No, just like she's an H, he's an H too.
Whore, she's a whore, we all whores.
Yeah,
we can't be one or the other. Okay.
There's no. That's why I don't like that thing where they say, "Oh, because he's a boy." I don't care if he is a boy. My kids, they do grow. I'm not gonna treat them no different when it come down to. Okay, no. If I say that she can't date at 15, you're not dating at 15 either. I don't care if you're a boy. That goes both ways. Don't sit here and tell me, "Oh, because he's a boy, that he's considered a player. He can't never be an H." No, and she's a girl, so that makes her. No, yes, a girl supposed to, a female supposed to hold their standards at a certain level. But at the same time, in my eyes, so should a man.
You should teach your boys how to be men and teach your girls how to be women. Because either way it goes, you both can be. There you go, hoes. There you go.
So my thing is that it's sad that it comes down because you're messing with not just the mental. You're thinking about your thrive right now. Cause like she said, she's not going to stop. They still doing it. She's not going to stop.
It's going to stop. It's going to stop one way or the other. It's going to stop at her will or against her will. It's going to stop.
Because see, the ignorant part of it is you never know who's listening to the radio.
That's right.
And they recognize your voice.
That's right.
And all it could take is one of his boys said, "Man, that show sound like your wife.
That show sound like Tiffany.
I think you need to open your eyes, bruh." You never know. That's what, like, even on social media, don't ever, when you put your business out there, you don't know who's watching. Even though you second guess it and you try to delete it, it's never gone. And plus, during that time it was up, baby, people screenshot.
But you know when it's gonna come out, I can almost guess this. I might be wrong, but when he decide that he's gonna move on to his own woman.
Now tell me this, and this go for all three of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
What if she catches that he's cheating, but he's not cheating with a family member of hers? Do you think, regardless, they both cheating no matter what, so they couldn't talk about each other. But which one do you think would be worse?
It'd be worse that cousin situation.
Family members always worse.
Because that's blood.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like you have situations where the mama that slept with the daughter's boyfriend.
That's
sick.
horrible.
That's sick.
Horrid. That's so horrid. I've seen that.
Yes.
It's terrible.
You're sick in your head, we want to keep it in the family. No, you go to somebody else's family, do that mess.
Family. Especially if your mama sleep with your husband.
Yes. See, DJ China says still cheating, but she was worse with the cousin. I feel like it's worse when it's family.
Yep.
It's worse when it's family. When it's not blood, it's still wrong.
And It's more of a it's more affecting because it's a mental and emotional thing, period. But family though,
Yeah.
that's gonna hit.
Yeah. And I mean, to be
You
a
can
cousin,
turn
and
somebody
I have to agree with Mr. B, because it's like you have to think, why would my cousin? Because I mean, I had a cousin that I feel like she was trying to mess with my ex-husband. And the reason why, because she was getting with him, and I found out through this ex-sister-in-law that she was trying to plot with him to try to get my kids taken away from me. But see, he was the person to where he knew what kind of woman and mother I am. And he was like, no, those kids are better off with her. You know, she's a good mother. I'm not going to do that. You know, but the fact that your cousin would do that, because even with her sleeping, and I don't care if a person deceased. I mean, y'all tell me if this is right, because I mean, to me, in my book, it's wrong. Now, in her situation, one of her kids' dad is deceased.
Mm-hmm.
So later on down the line, she ended up sleeping with the dad's best friend. Is it okay because he's deceased?
I don't see anything wrong with that.
I do.
How?
And the reason why I do, because as the best friend, my thing is that my boy have a baby by this woman.
Yeah, but you're not kinfolk. You're not blood. You're not nothing. You're just the best friend.
I know, it's just me mentally, I couldn't do it. To me, there's just like the sister code that's still, I don't care if you deceased or not.
I personally couldn't do it, but I don't see anything wrong with it if it does happen. I mean, hey, it is what it is. It's not her best friend. It's her husband's best friend.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it because
I couldn't do it. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I could not do it.
I think me in my book, it's wrong. Because I'm looking at my son, and I'm looking at my son, and this was his father's best friend, and they all used to kick it. You know, true enough.
What you feel about that, Mr. B?
Yeah, I want his opinion. Let me put him on the screen.
Put him on the screen.
You muted. We gotta hear this. Unmute yourself.
Oh, now.
So now this so I can capture it. Run me through it again. Just give me the highlights one more time.
Okay, we're gonna put you in a situation.
Yeah.
Okay. Your homeboy had a baby by his woman. Your homeboy is deceased now. Is it okay, and it doesn't make it all right for you to go sleep with his woman that your deceased best friend had a baby by?
He gone. He out of here. My name, I've been like the boy's uncle, right? In his life. So I've been in his life. Because you two find each other at a time after he's passed, it wasn't malicious. It wasn't with no cover-up intent. It was just that you two grabbed, who better? I mean, if I'm gone and my cat, get close to my woman, cool. Because I know she getting somebody that's thorough like me. You know what I'm saying? She getting a good guy. Hopefully, yeah. Heck yeah. In fact, I had, and this is real quick, but my kid's mother, she was passing from cancer. And so she was going through a lot of changes, dementia, that type of stuff. But during moments of her clarity, she used to sit there and look at me. This woman was so gracious. She used to sit there and look at me and say, you know something? I got to find you somebody. So different people would come over, women that was close to her that I knew. And I heard her say to her one day, we were sitting around, she said, what you think about him? She said, what? She said, what you think about my man? She said, oh, he cool. She said, would you like to be his woman? If I wasn't here, would you be his woman? She said, you can answer me truthfully. And she said, yeah. She said, good, you on the list. Like that. She was
Lord.
crazy.
But see, me personally, I would say it, and I'm gonna see it like two things. One, I'm gonna see it, it's just like the bros have they saying, she smashed the homie. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, how long have you been feeling them? How long y'all been feeling each other? This had to be something that you've been wanting to do for a while, because you feel like now that the person is deceased, it's okay.
But the thing is, I look at it like this. It might be the person that you hold dear and respect for, that you would never cross those lines. But now that the other significant other is gone, let's say 6 months to a year has passed. So what is the problem?
I don't care if 14 years passed. That's a mental thing for me.
No, I don't.
I'm not gonna say. I
that.
still see that. I see that just
I'm
like this.
saying right now.
We used to sit right here, and I used to call you my brother. That no way I'm gonna see you in that light. You know, my thing is that you know, to each its own. To wait, hold up. To each his own. But in my opinion, and I stand on that, I have boundaries within myself to where I don't care if that person is deceased. That does not make it okay with me. Because my thing is, if I loved my homie that much and he had my heart and I was loyal to him like that, I'm sorry, I could not do it. I would not do it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was leave this planet, there was only a few people that I would choose to be with my ex right now. That would be you. Yes. Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
No. But what I'm saying is, in my
heart, I feel what you're saying.
That's how I would feel. So he would have a companion. I know he wouldn't have a problem finding somebody because they got all these hoes in this house. I mean, for real. I mean, just kidding.
I need to come over there.
Yeah, because see, that brings me to level to where like this. I've seen this as well. And I don't know if y'all seen it to where a woman knew she was dying and she wanted to make sure her husband's going to be left with somebody who's going to treat him good.
Yes.
You know, she chose. You could do that, but I'm telling you, any bra out there, if we ever hook up, please do not talk to me or DM me because I'm not going to accept it. I'm going to come back from the grave and I'm going to haunt you. I just know. I don't share my goods with my girls.
But if I'm gone, I'm gone. I'm not going to want my man to be unhappy. And if I felt like a close friend of mine, I knew that person would be the best person for that person. I knew that person would make him happy. I would not have a problem with it.
Now, if y'all communicated and y'all make that agreement as a couple, then, like I said, to each his own, but that's between y'all. That's y'all decision that y'all made an agreement with.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had a man sitting here telling me, well, if anything happened to me, you know, I know my homeboys this and this and that. I'm like, no, I cannot do that. I would not do that. Because that's his best friend. I just like I said, it's a mental thing.
Right. I wouldn't be able to relax enough anyway.
And you know,
I wouldn't be able to relax.
What if he looked like the young Genuine?
I still wouldn't.
I couldn't. Because looks ain't everything. Well, I just couldn't.
Okay, what if he was statued and had all the charisma like, oh boy.
We could kick it, but we would not be in a relationship.
Been knowing him like a brother ever since you've known him. So I can't switch a brother role off into a.
You couldn't switch it.
Yeah, because that's just like, for instance, like, you know,
it would be hard because I'm like that. I'm definitely like that.
But see, like, I had a situation, and I mean, this is probably another topic, but you know, I was a godmother to these people's child, and I love this child with all my heart, and I seen her like a sister, and I seen him just like a brother. You know what I'm saying? But then when they got divorced, he tried to come at me and hit on me. Now, my thing was, well, only because you're divorced, that doesn't make it okay. No. You know, not in my book, because my loyalty lies with her. You know, but when I try to go to her and try to explain to her, because I had to pray about it, it bothered me. It ate me up. See, we got to look at both sides. It's a person like me, you got to look at the fact that I have a certain standard. So I have emotions too. So it ate me up. So when I did address her, she immediately got mad at me first.
That's how that works.
And then it was like, look, but then when she broke down, she let me know, well, he slept with my cousin, he slept with this person. Well, I'm your friend. I'm really your friend. I don't do that. But then when it came to her addressing him, he gonna tell her, yeah, we did it. I say, really? I said, oh, he tells you that after I came to you and tell you what he did? So my thing is like, my personal thing is, okay, ask them how it look. Because everybody isn't the same, and some people got markers and some don't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if he can't say that, that should tell you enough. But you went too far as follow me to see if I'm going to meet up with him, and I'm helping y'all with y'all child.
Wow.
And then you turn around and go tell my parents I slept with him. You told my daughter that was 18 at the time. Like,
wow.
So, I could not, like I said, I let it go, but I will never forget because I am that loyal friend. Even in death, I cannot mess with your man, and I will not mess with your man.
Well, I got you on that one, girlfriend.
And my thing is,
Check this out.
deceased or not, if we go to that level, the thing I'm going to be thinking about is, we might as well have a threesome.
Right? But let me tell you this. I actually have an ex-friend. I was her friend. She wasn't mine. And she tried to get with my ex. She tried to get with him while we were together, though.
Mm-hmm.
But she did. She would have got with the brother, but we came home too early. But but yeah, she tried everything. She's tried sabotaging. She said I was trying to sleep with my old ex from a long time ago. She tried everything to break us up.
Girl, I don't know how many times I supposed to lay with a man and never felt nothing.
Wow. Amazing.
Like, when did that happen? Exactly. I've been accused so many times. My leg's supposed to stretch from San Antonio to Austin. Like, yeah. Where they do that at?
You think everything is big in Texas?
Yeah. Well, yeah. But yeah, no. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our last commercial break, and we're going to be back here in 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
What was that marriage like? It was just so much love, so much togetherness. And he was so attentive to her. I mean, it was just loving family.
When I saw them together, I can say they looked like they were loving. I would have never guessed anything different.
Well, right now, deputies are telling us that a 35-year-old woman was shot and killed by her husband inside of this home.
Dude, I shot my wife. And he's like, what? I said, I shot my wife. I said, let's go. Come on, let's go.
Young children were also inside at the time of this shooting.
Ever in your wildest dreams think that something like this would happen?
No, I would never. Especially less than 24 hours after seeing her. No.
No point in my military mind would I ever point my weapon at my wife. I love her. Y'all hear me? Probably. I love her.
Have you ever done that before?
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Hell no.
And I hung the phone up because I thought I was dreaming. The detective called. And he said, don't hang up. It's not a dream. This is real. Your sister's gone.
Tonight, her husband is behind bars.
Could you see her when you were shooting the rounds? Could you?
Yeah, I was looking at her. I was shooting her straight up because it was just a getaway, stop thing.
A plea deal from the beginning with this case was out of the question for you and your client.
Exactly. We told them there will be no plea to a murder charge.
What went through your mind when you heard the verdict?
After I heard the first one, I was already gone.
You were out of there.
I was gone.
You believed your client.
Did.
According to True Crime Daily, Alvin had just returned home from a trip out of town when Katrina confronted him about a few phone calls he had made. Katrina had found out he contacted her cousin, and she wanted to know if there was something else going on.
Why called her 7 times? Like, where you going with this? She said, no, you called her 7 times. I'm like, Trina. I said, was driving back. We lost connection. She called me back. I called her back. And she kept pushing. And I was like, I said, leave it alone. So I picked up a TV tray. I threw it downstairs, making sure I didn't hit her. Bam! I was like, stop. You pissing me off. This was supposed to happen. I should have just grabbed her. Because I wanted to grab her. I said, I feel like choking you right now. So I figured, grab my 45. And shot a couple rounds off in the air. Then that will make her check. So I went, pop. That was 3. And I noticed it got quiet.
Katrina was at the bottom level when she was murdered. Out of the 5 shots that Alvin fired that evening, 1 bullet made its way through a plastic style door and into a bedroom downstairs where Katrina and their 2-year-old daughter just happened to be. The toddler was sleeping at the time, but the bullet hit Katrina in her lung and spine. After, Alvin ran to Fire Station 6 and told a firefighter, "I accidentally shot my wife."
Dude, I shot my wife. So I shot my wife.
The
So he
document
comes
says
out.
a police officer saw Alvin running down the street towards the house and pleaded with the officers to go into the home. When that police officer entered the house, it says he heard a young child screaming in the basement where they also found Katrina. Unfortunately, by the time rescuers arrived, it was too late to save her. While Alvin insisted that the ordeal was an unfortunate incident, investigators disagreed. The court record says investigators found 3 shell casings and 3 bullet holes in the living room. After searching the house further, his firearm was taken into evidence. He was also sent in for questioning.
So basically, this whole thing stemmed from her thinking you're messing around on her.
Oh my God, it's crazy, dude. I should have just grabbed her because I wanted to grab her. That's how I feel like I'm choking you right now. So I figured grab my 45 and shot a couple rounds off in the air. Then that will make her shut. So I went pop, pop, pop. I think
Your wife has passed. I'm not going to not tell you, man. It would be right. Okay.
Investigators weren't buying it, and after looking closer at the evidence, they were able to later arrest him and charge him with first-degree murder. Alvin was held without bail for nearly a year until his trial.
Thank y'all for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's discussion, please make sure you subscribe on YouTube and also like and share. We will also remind you that we will be having a poetry contest coming up February 1st. So February 1st, you can begin putting your entries in for the videos. So just be looking out for the details on that there. And make sure y'all tune in next week as a Grown Men Talking Incorporated. We'll be back with something spicy for you to conversate on.
It's always spicy with them.
Juicy.
Yes, it's always spicy with them. They bring it hard. Now, I mean, that video there was emotional to me. And, you know, it was crazy because now we have a situation to where the wife is suspecting him cheating on her with her cousin. So my thing is that, you know, instead of her snapping, he didn't want her to address him about it. So he snapped because he didn't want to hear no more about him cheating with a cousin. You know, honey, what is your intake on that after seeing that story?
It's a thin line between sane and insanity. People think about their actions, what they're doing, because for every action there's a reaction. So he had to get upset, get angry the way he did when he was the one in the wrong.
Exactly. And see, that goes back to that saying, you know, why are you mad at me for something that you did to me? You know, how are you going to be mad at me? You know, it shows that he wasn't mentally stable. Denise, what is your intake on that video after seeing that story?
Well, first of all, he's one of the typical narcissistic gaslighting men. He was turning the situation around like it was her fault. It was her fault that he got crazy. It's his fault, her fault that he had to pull the gun. You see what he said? He really wanted to grab her and choke her.
Mm-hmm.
Ability for your own actions.
Yeah, he didn't want to take accountability for that. He wanted to make it like it was her. And he was so selfish. He was so selfish that he took the life of a woman away from her children because he couldn't handle his own selfish needs.
Mr. B.
How can I say this? And I think, honey, you kind of touched on it. Insanity. You know, it's hard for us to gauge another person's insanity when we're talking about emotional stability. When we're dealing with somebody's emotions, you know what I'm saying? That old saying say, don't be playing with my emotions. Well, you know what I'm saying? You can't. And not just that you can't play with them, you got to be real cognizant of how they stand emotionally. Because a lot of people, if you got a person that's always harping on the same situation, you know what I'm saying, when it's dealing with infidelity and they keep on, you know, you already are covered and they're not trying to find a feasible solution, but, you know, y'all keep on browbeating each other with it, it's bound to be an explosion. This is not the first time that they had an issue with that.
So in saying that, you know, because we could never get the answer, but to say he was mentally unstable and he was selfish and a narcissist, you know, for him to get mad because of the fact that she was actually having evidence that him and her cousin were fooling around. So my thing is, you know, that is something very unstable there. Like, you getting mad at me for something you're doing to me. I'm not the one cheating. You're cheating. And this is my family.
You're not supposed to be telling me what I did. You're supposed to just be quiet and take it and do what a wife's supposed to do and shut up.
You know, and you know, just like Danny said, it's crazy. It is crazy.
It's crazy.
Like, you go grab a gun because you just want her to shut up. You just didn't want to hit no more. And that goes back to the people that doesn't take responsibility, where they could talk all day about your wrong. But when it comes down to their wrong, they don't want to hear. They don't want to talk about it. Just shut up.
And they'll make up wrong for you. You ain't done nothing wrong. And they'll say that you done something wrong because they done something wrong. They want the spotlight off of them.
Yeah.
And that goes to say this. I'm gonna tell you, this is for everybody out there, male or female. I believe, for one thing, is it's not worth to stand there and argue with anyone about what they did wrong. It's not worth it. It's best to just leave quietly.
You feel me?
Leave quietly.
Because it goes back to say, and I'll keep saying it, only because you've been with a person or married to them for so long doesn't mean you really know them.
No, you don't know them.
No, my thing is that they also brought charges. It wasn't just a murder charge they got on him, but also the child endangerment, and they also gonna bring up other charges because she was in the room with a child, and the child could have got hit.
Yep.
But my thing is that, you know, to sit there, you know, you messing with a cousin, so why you getting mad?
Because he couldn't handle it because he got caught.
You know, that's why you gotta look out for the red flags. Oh, it's all in your head, baby. You just crazy. Stop being so insecure. Those are red flags that person is cheating.
I always say it's not worth arguing with someone who's cheating. I gotta ask this question for everybody. What do you get out of arguing with someone who is wrong and you know they're wrong? Why are you arguing with them?
See, that's what I like about Honey, and I've seen an altercation with her because it's like her thing is, and I know she told me because I was like, well, she want to talk to you. She said, I have nothing to say. She said she know what she did, and that's the way that you got to handle things, especially nowadays, because the way people think the times is getting worse.
Yeah, people detach from reality.
Why keep feeding the fire when you know you're gonna get burned?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Why?
See, that's why I say, as I got older, I know I did foolish things when I was younger. I did foolish reactions when I was younger. But as I got older, I'm like, why am I putting my energy in it? Why am I hurt? Because at the end of the day, I'm hurting myself.
Right.
I can't change this person.
Right.
It's too much work. all this arguing and stuff, what's the point of arguing? Because see, my saying is, if you really love me, you wouldn't put me in that position in the first place.
You wouldn't cheat on me. You wouldn't hurt me. If you love me enough, you wouldn't hurt me. If you love me, you wouldn't hurt me.
Yes, and DJ China says, see, now I wouldn't have no time to be arguing with anyone. It's either sit down and have a conversation or move on. That simple.
You know, some people can't talk. Go higher than you. So
but you got to also know what you're dealing with.
Yeah, because sometimes you got the Chihuahua or you might have the Rottweiler. You don't know.
Yeah, Tanisha is saying, regardless, you got a dog.
Yeah.
A wolf.
Exactly.
A wolf in sheep clothing.
Yep. Because I know firsthand me and Honey have dealt with a person that, they don't listen. They, the conversation is more or less like you. It's not me, it's you. Yeah. And they would do everything to make themselves look like I'm not the problem, you are.
I wouldn't be out there cheating if you had to gave it up a little more often.
So how about this? I mean, I'm listening to y'all, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm like, okay, so they beating us up, basically, you know what I'm saying? So I'm saying this, we asked a question earlier about, somebody said something about, why don't they just tell you? Well, the reason why they just can't tell you is because sometimes, keeping it real, that person just don't want to hear it. So if I'm trying to tell you it's time for me to go, because everything got an expiration date. Absolutely. Everything got an expiration date. That don't mean that it's a negative thing or a bad thing. It just meant that we done reached our expiration. So if I come to you and I'm telling you, hey, Dig, we at that expiration, you know what I'm saying? And I'm ready to get my hat, you know what I mean? But you like bouncing all in front of the door like, no, I don't want to hear that, and this and that.
We're going to make it work. We're going to make it work.
Yeah, but see, I have to agree with him. I have to agree with him.
Right now.
Yeah, I have to agree with him. There's a limit. There is a limit because just like me and Honey just said before, we all been through trauma in our life. And see, I am the type of person to where I be like, if I walk away, let me walk. We'll come back to this later. Even though it is serious, it's cheating or whatever, but emotions and tempers could get all out of hand to where you think later on, dang, I should have just walked away.
But this is the bad thing that we really not even discussing. What about that emotional instability where you're gonna beat me into submission? You're gonna make me be with you, right? You're gonna make this dog act right.
You're gonna act right. Huh? You're gonna do what I said.
Well, see, now
you know what I'm saying?
Now you're talking about an abuser.
You mean you leave?
Yeah, that's
and then you get bashed. This is the killer. You get stigmatized. Now I know for a man, because I done been in that position. It still may be in it from time to time. I find myself getting bashed, and I'm everything but the son. I'm everything but Britain. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm the bad guy because I realized the expiration date is here. I want to go, honey. Can I please leave? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, no, you ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be with me.
Day is over when I say so.
To be able to
That's what it would be.
See when another person is ready to go.
But see, my thing is that's also on the lines of respecting a person's emotions, knowing what you're dealing. When I say when you know what you're dealing with, if you know that if a person say, okay, back off, and you don't back off, and it's just like that glass bottle of Coca-Cola that we used to have back in the day. If you keep shaking it and keep shaking it and keep shaking it, what's going to happen?
Explodes.
It's going to explode. So you got to know what you're dealing with, because also when you're talking on the lines, when it gets to the level of calling them out their name and trying to tear them down, now you're stepping over the lines into the field of being a domestic violence.
Yep. Male or female people. It don't have just the men. It's also females too.
Yeah,
Male
but
Harvey.
you got to know when is the time to talk about the situation. When is it not a time to talk about the situation? That's
When
why I
it's
have a lot of
not,
respect for
then
people that do, because they could say, "Oh, he weak." He didn't. No, he not weak. He's a man. He's mature and he knows how to deal with the situation. It's not that he didn't love her, but he seen the position and he walked away. Because in his mind, if I don't walk away, this is going to escalate into something that I can't get out of.
I agree with that.
you know you.
Right.
You
I
know
mean,
you.
I'm gonna tell you now. I done did
Oh, you
everything under
better
the
than you.
sun trying to
Yep.
escape situations like that, and you know, and it gets crazy, you know. And it's some women, you know. Don't get me wrong. I know I'm outnumbered here, but it's some women that when you're in these situations and you trying to get your hat, they become volatile. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? And this is the killer. This what, and I'm speaking up for us guys because I'm gonna tell you it happens. They like what they do is I done been a part of where they done like got a little physical, maybe pushed you, did something, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as you back them up, it's like, oh, I'm telling.
Okay. Now my okay.
Now
Let me
your ass
Oh,
going,
jail.
let me
now you
ask you
gonna go
this.
lay
You
down
going to
and
jail.
be real still.
Okay,
Oh,
now
no,
let
Frankie.
me
Now you're gonna go sit down somewhere and be real still because you being held hostage because you know you ain't did nothing, but she get ready to call dude.
Yeah.
Now you held hostage.
Remember, Dwight was on the show one time. He did mention that he had to jump out the window one time.
Yeah, but before I forget, my thing is on this line here. When you getting with a woman or a man like this, do you hear? Because I know everybody tells that story when they get into a relationship, how that person's been hurt, how they've been cheated on, how they've been deceived, and how they've been abused. So if you know this, why would you go and apply more pressure on top of what they already have?
Why you keep on messing with them?
Because they think they can do the same thing the last person they did.
Hey, Spikey, I'm gonna give y'all this one thing, and then I'm gonna shut up. I done had this situation happen to me, and a friend of mine interceded on my behalf to go get some things right. Now, I'm this dirty so and so and so and so, and I ain't this and I ain't that. But before he left, she said, tell him just to stop on by and do that thing once or twice. I ain't gonna say that. He ain't even got to talk. All he got to do is come do his thing and just leave. Man, what kind of mess is that?
Wow.
See, that's where you playing around with a person's emotion.
Yeah.
You know, that's a dangerous ground because see, this is where I'm going to. My thing is, it's just like I seen in this movie, and it speaks a lot of volumes. Like, yes, he was cheating, okay, and he ended up confessing that he was cheating because she caught it on the text message on the phone, whatever. He caught it, so she grabbed a gun because this woman has been through a lot, and she got out of a situation where to find out that her ex-husband had many babies that she didn't even know about, even another wife. But you knowing this, and you go do this knowing this woman's already been wounded, okay? The one thing I don't consent to that what he's done, but also what I can consent to is the fact that when she pulled the gun, and he had to talk her down to get the gun from her. He took his key off, and he handed it to her. And she said, "You're gonna leave me, and I'm pregnant with your baby." He has to leave the situation because now he see what he's dealing with. Okay. Now it's one thing when you walk away from a situation, say, "I'm gonna be here for you and that child," but we're not good for each other when it leads to the point to where you're putting a gun on me. Therefore, when you to still reside in that situation, knowing that this person did it once, I can understand. Yeah, they're apologetic. I forgive you, but you got to realize what you're dealing with.
You know, you can never trust them.
Yes, but we have Mr. Angelo. He says, I'm seeing more women cheating today than men. Plus, women have babies having babies by another man and pinning on the boyfriend, shaking my head. Well, honestly, I'm gonna tell you just like this. We cannot no longer blame it on one sex. It is both sex that's doing this. It just one is more clever than the other to where they hiding it. Okay. And like we just seen, like this one woman on the video, Why would you do this with his cousin at your home? You know, so it's not just women. And see, this is one thing that irks, and I'm gonna be honest, it irks my soul, because I'm thinking, okay, we're seeing a lot of men say, oh, it's the woman, and the men say women say it's the women, men, it's the men. Yes, for years we have heard the women bashing the men. That's because they undercover. They know how to play their stuff, okay? They're not going to bring that man back to the house. They're not going to keep the text messages in the phone. They're going to come back smelling like perfume and having lipstick on their collar. But my thing about it is both sexes are at fault. It's not just one sex. But see, the time when we come to where we can stop bashing one another, start taking responsibility and stepping up to that plate and correcting our own fault as a gender together, we're never going to solve this problem by pointing a finger. It's not just women. It's not just men. It's both.
We can't be going like this, talking about, is this dude down here?
Yeah, because I don't know how many times I've seen on TikTok where you see, women that's bashing men. There's men that's bashing women. My thing is, like, I got so tired of it one time to where I just told them, okay, why don't you just date the same sex?
Yeah, since you think women,
men are so bad, go start dating women. If you think women are so bad, just start dating your men. Because you're not solving the problem, and it doesn't solve the problem either. If you continue to bash women, but you say, "Oh, I wouldn't date nothing else but a black woman," why? All you doing is continue to tear them down. Why women do you want to date a certain man if you keep tearing them down?
Right.
We should be uplifted. How many years more did we have to go to where we're tearing each other down as a gender?
Right.
When is it going to be uplifted? When is it going to be supported? When is it going to actually start? And when are we going to start stepping up in the mirror and looking at ourselves as well? Because it's not just them. There's other three. What fingers pointing at? You got three fingers pointing back.
That's right.
So we're both the problem. We're both the problem.
So I got a public announcement. Please, if you get mad at Britain, if you get mad at Mr. B, and and I'm this and that, just go ahead on. You ain't even got to say no more. Please just go on. You know what I mean? Don't bash me, because I ain't gonna bash you. I'm gonna go on about my business.
Because he got 4 sisters that's gonna take care of him. You better watch out there now.
Yeah, quit telling everything, girl.
and saying that.
She said, run as fast as you can. You know I'm broke, ain't got no man, but I need that 40 in my hand, and I ain't gonna call you back again. It's Friday, Monday morning. Guess what? I think the girl done got broke again.
Yeah.
That's why I keep me a funky 40.
Yeah, keep your funky 40.
Yes, but this has been a great topic.
To be honest, when you was telling that story about the woman and whatnot, that also brought me back to Thin Line Between Love and Hate, when Brandy was going through her emotional damage. And oh boy, they played by Martin Lawrence.
Yeah,
ran game on her, knowing that she was damaged.
Right.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying. You got to take responsibility in that, okay? What she was doing is wrong. Yes, she had a mental problem. She was mentally ill. But at the same time, you playing women and think you could keep getting away with that. But then when you decide that you want to get right, it's not okay, and it's not going to be okay that these women going to be okay with you letting them go for somebody else.
Please let it be okay for me.
You gotta be good, Mr. Brenton.
Please.
Yes. But like I said, we do need to do better. When you cross lines, it's not about keeping it in the family. It's about keeping it real.
Yeah.
And if you're not real with that person, you're not real with yourself. If you disrespect that relationship and you disrespect that man or the woman, you're disrespecting yourself. And that's just the bottom line. Don't sit here and tell me that, oh, I have a lot of respect for me. But you're out here cheating, you laying around with everybody, you're not telling your child who the real daddy is. Oh, that's a lot of respect. You got to be real with oneself.
Well, we ain't got to worry about the baby part with Mr. B. You know what I'm saying? It's over for that. You know what I'm saying? If I make one, you know what I'm saying? We're going on every talk show in the world.
I hear you. But this here, we have our jokes, we have our lives, we have our own opinions. But you know, at the end of the day, this is real stuff and real talk. You know, whether we agree to disagree, because you know, life is too short. And you know, just like with anybody else, you know, if you don't care about that person in order to consider their feelings and respect them, don't get with them.
Amen to that.
You know, leave them alone, because you never know what the outcome is. That's why I say, being in that situation, you cannot say what a person is capable or not capable of doing.
That's right.
So that he won't feel attacked, we're going to go ahead and let Mr. B take us out with something nutritional for the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lay it on us.
Come on with it.
So let me keep it 100. Let me keep it 1,000. You know what I'm saying? If you keep your hands to yourself, if you keep your sexual organs where they're supposed to be, if you tell yourself the truth about who you are, then you don't have to worry about the aftermath. You'll never be caught cheating. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest with yourself, then you can be honest with somebody else, regardless as to how painful it's going to be. Just be honest enough to tell them what it is.
Amen.
Amen to that.